It's time once again for the City of Maple Grove Report. I'm Dave Kaiser from CCX Media. Thanks for joining us, along with Heidi Nelson, Maple Grove City Administrator. Welcome once again.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the meeting that happened on June 3rd and also a work session ahead of that. A couple that were about the community center, and then a lot going on in the city as we head into June. So stay with us for some updates of activities. To the work sessions on the 3rd, all about the community center. A couple that happened. Give us a debrief of what went on.
Yeah, so we did have a closed session with the City Council. We continue to be in discussion with Lifetime Fitness about acquiring their space, and so continued discussion there. More to come likely in the next couple of months, but the closed session then led into a joint session between the City Council and Park Board to talk about advancing Phase 2 of the community center. Later in our council agenda, we had some actions related to Phase 1 and that construction moving forward, but we want to talk about wanted to talk with the Council and Park Board about advancing design for Phase 2. We now know the outcome of the legislative session. We didn't receive any additional bonding dollars for construction. There wasn't a bonding bill passed this year, and so wanted to talk with the council about whether we continue to try to pursue that or if we move forward with where we're at. And I think the notion was to continue to move forward with Phase 2 design. So good discussion about where we're at with the budget for the overall project. As you know, we have the local option sales tax in place to fund the construction of the renovation and expansion of the entire community center, and so reviewed budget and kind of how the parking will work out, and so we'll probably be back moving forward with Phase 2 design, maybe August timeframe.
All right, very good. So that's the work session ahead of the meeting on the 3rd. Now to the meeting itself, about 29 minutes long. A couple items that were touched on related to public hearings, and that is the Hennessy Grove, and that was also covered a little bit in the consent agenda. Remind us what that project is.
Yeah, so this was in front of the council at the last meeting in late May. So this is just the resolution coming forward for approval of this development project, about a 14-lot development over on the west side, just off of Maple Grove Parkway, south of Fire Station 5. So this was kind of one of the last actions here, was kind of the public easement vacation out there, and then we rededicate those easements as the plat comes forward.
Moving ahead to community and economic development items, a few things happening here within the city and some that have been talked about before. The first is Grove Square West Edition. Where is this and what might be happening there? Yeah,
so this is just kind of right at the northeast corner of 94 and Weaver. If you are familiar there's a parking lot there that the city owns that lot. We have some parking for the trailhead for the Rice Lake Trail, and then there's a dentist office, Cottoman Orthodontics, right to the north of that, and then to the east along Weaver, medical office user there. So some extra land there there's a Comcast kind of head end there. They were interested in selling some of that land off, so the building owner of the medical office there to the east looking to acquire that and do another medical office building there. Great use for that parcel, sort of destination. There'd be no access, of course, off Weaver, so it'd come through sort of that existing parking there, so works well that it's the same owner. And then, to the north there's a cul-de-sac that kind of comes in that serves that daycare and medical office up in that corner along 94. So this was just concept plan. We continue to work with this developer about opportunities on that corner. So we'll see as they continue to advance their plans. It'll come back at development stage at some point in the future.
Good enough. We'll keep you up to date on that progress. Hindu Society comes back. We have talked about this a little bit, and they've got some exciting photos that they're showing as well. So what is their plan?
Yeah, so this is the education center component of their master plan. Certainly the temple has been in place for many years. A few years ago, they built some staff housing for the priests that serve the temple, and now this is the next phase. So sort of their education center, it'll house sort of their Sunday school components and have some meeting space, gymnasium space, that type of thing. So very lovely architecture was presented for this, and just wonderful to see the temple continuing to move forward with their master plan and develop the various aspects of that. And so this was kind of their final approvals for development stage plan here and concept all in one, and so likely to see some construction out there potentially even yet this year.
Looking ahead for Community and Economic Development, Planning Commission coming up on June 10th. What is on their agenda?
Yeah, so busy Planning Commission in June. Usually we see things die down here in the summertime as projects get underway. But we do have a proposal for a senior apartment project over at the Village of Arbor Lakes. So this is sort of that corner east of Hemlock, north of Elm Creek Boulevard, the fourth corner of Arbor Lakes, if you will, the Village. So always had it planned for some senior housing there. Previously it had a memory care and assisted living component. That has shifted. This is being done by Doran Companies. They own, of course, they were the master developer for that whole area, own the reserve to the north. So Doran's going to be doing this senior apartment there. A little bit smaller of a project and doesn't include those assisted and memory care components. Will just be an independent living senior facility, and it'll be more on the the east side of that parcel. So there would be one parcel left up against Hemlock there for potential commercial development or maybe medical office, that type of a thing. So nice project there by Doran Companies. So that'll be in front of the Planning Commission. We have a potential variance request for some signage. And then again, speaking of the community center project, phase 1, the PUD amendment for that. We got to do some lot splits and incorporate that cub lot, those types of things. Into that PUD amendment and accommodate the expansion. So that project will be in front of the Planning Commission on the 10th as well.
Very good. We'll talk a little bit more about that cub lot in just a second. Also, a couple things mentioned coming up on the calendar, and one is Chalk Fest. And if you're watching us early, it is this weekend, and the weather looks beautiful. What is Chalk Fest?
Yeah, and it does look beautiful. And we were just talking about last year, it was so hot.
Yes.
And so this weekend just looks tremendous. And I think we're going to get a break from the rain, and there might be a nice breeze, and it's going to be cooler. So I think it's going to be a busy weekend in Maple Grove for Chalk Fest. But Chalk Fest is just a wonderful celebration. It's put on by the Maple Grove Business Association. Lots of partnership with Experience Maple Grove and local businesses around town. It's literally chalk art on the street, and it is amazing. If you have never been, put it on your list this weekend. And the good news is that this year they're expanding the footprint of it. So it's always been kind of those two northern blocks of Main Street, like from Broadway Pizza down to like Tono's, that area. Now they're going to go also, the street will be open, Arbor Lakes Park will be open, but you can cross the street and go to the north block, kind of from 3 squares up there to where the parking lot access is. So last year, packed. They were, people were kind of tripping over each other, and so this year they needed to make more room for the artists, as well as adding in some kids events, that type of a thing. So 10 to 5, both Saturday and Sunday, June 8th, June 9th, and then Main Street will be closed on Monday, June 10th for viewing. So we're going to keep it up one more day for people to kind of get out there and take a look, which is great. But over 50 professionals that will be involved from all over the world, really. The list is quite amazing when you look at where all these artists come from. So very exciting weekend here in Maple Grove for Chalk Fest.
And the cost is right, correct?
It's free.
It's free.
It's free. So lots of things available there for you, though. There's going to be some food and beverage. They're incorporating some music this year into the evening hours. Nice. So really making it more of a broader festival and giving lots of options for people. Yeah,
great chance to stop by some of those businesses along Main Street as well to check them out. Speaking of businesses in the area, the Wahlburger site, a lot of people have wondered what might be happening there, and it sounds like something may be in the works.
Yeah, so we are aware, or announcement has been made that a new restaurant's coming there. It's from the family that owns a restaurant up in Andover. Right. Why is the name escaping me at the moment?
Grackle, I know is the name
is coming.
Of the new, right?
Yes, Craft Cocktails up in Andover. So Grackle is the name of the new business. So great that it's a locally owned, family business. But we're really excited. They should be in front of the council probably in July for their liquor license, maybe the second meeting in June. So we are just really excited to have them joining us here in Maple Grove.
All right, we'll keep you updated as the progress moves along. To Public Works and Engineering, one note here that's that's going to make a lot of people happy as you get to State Fair time. There will be transit from Maple Grove.
Yes, so the State Fair bus service is returning. We couldn't be more excited because every year people sort of lament the fact that it's not available here. But yes, and of course it only operates on the weekends and then on Labor Day. I think it's $6 round trip, which is a great deal, but it is hugely popular. So just know that it's an option. It'll be from the Main Street station down there at Arbor Lakes. And so encourage people to check that out as we hope, don't wish away the summer.
Yes,
but
right.
As we get into the later part of August, that will be available for folks.
All right, continuing the meeting from the 3rd, a few other administrative items, and back to the community center we go. The first is about the Cubs space behind the Cubs store. Some work being done for some parking.
Yeah, so we worked with Cub Foods over the last few months to sort of carve out a piece of their land, the parcel that belongs or that had been with the grocery store there, sort of underneath the power lines. You can't really build anything there in terms of a structure or anything, but you certainly can put parking under there. So we've been working with Cub to acquire a piece of that land to construct some additional parking on the far west end of the community center lot. Just provides some additional flexibility for us to accommodate, the expansion and renovation of the community center. So grateful to Cub for working through that with us. It was a pretty straightforward transaction, and they were great to work with. So that purchase agreement got approved, and we'll be closing on that in a few months, and then that'll get incorporated into that parcel over there for the community center.
Next item then related to bids. So it's time for some bid processes going on. Again, tell us which phase this is for.
Yeah, so this is phase 1. So again, the 3rd sheet of ice, some modifications to the existing arena's foyer space, sort of that lobby space out there, and then all the site work on the west end. So we had done an early bid pack for some of the long lead items that we did that early in the winter, and so this is kind of the rest of that bid pack too. Looking to get bids back here in the next few weeks, and then likely construction starting late July, early August after we get through Maple Grove days. So you'll start to see some activity out there, and maybe some changes to the patterns of where parking is and how you might access the building. We'll be shifting that around. Community center remains fully operational. 2 sheets of ice remain fully operational. So the construction team has a lot on their plate in terms of phasing and moving parking and access around and accommodating all those different phases as how we work on the site. Likely will be done in a few different chunks just to make sure that we're able to stay operational over there. But just a heads up, when you're coming to the community center come this fall, things might start to look a little bit different, and how you move around there might be changed. But good to see this phase 1 moving forward, and about 14 months of construction on this. So anticipate maybe like a late September, early October opening of that 3rd sheet of ice, and hoping that most of that site work and that lobby work will be done as well.
Fantastic. People are excited. One final note from the meeting on the 3rd, you preview Juneteenth coming up.
Yeah, so this is on Juneteenth, June 19th, from 5 to 9 p.m. at Town Green. Last year, the city held an event as well. This is really being led by a group of community leaders, and then partnering with Park and Rec to help put on this event. But some vendors there, different types of entertainment will be happening at Town Green. They do have a Prince tribute band that'll be there in the evening from 7 to 9, super fun. So great event on June 19th from 5 to 9 p.m. at Town Green.
Yeah, lots of booths there last year. Also some food options as well, so make sure you stop by. So that's it from the meeting on the 3rd. Next meeting coming up on the 17th. We'll preview that in just a few minutes, but now let's touch on some other things that are happening around the city. And one is the summer newsletter is out and packed full of information.
Yeah, so you should have received it in your home or your business, and then it's available certainly on the city website as well, and encourage people to check that out for all the summer happenings and information.
We've talked about the photo contest that is going right now, but there's a special day coming up here where the city's asking people to do something maybe a little different. What's going on?
Yeah, so this is Picture the Grove Day as part of the photography contest. The city is introducing a photo challenge on June 15th. Residents are encouraged to get out and about on this Saturday, take photos, and then submit them to the contest in that name. So all the information for the photo contest can be found on our website, and then you submit online as well. So lots of information out there about the photo contest.
All right, we've talked about some businesses coming, but there's a business that is now ready to serve you. This is up in the Grove area.
Yes. So this is Maple Grove Eye Care. We were with them to celebrate their ribbon cutting just last week. This is located up in the Grove retail area, and they have kind of a full service for your eye care needs.
Lots of opportunities in the cities to serve on different commissions, and there are a few openings right now. Which commission is that, and what would this involve?
Yeah, so the Arbor Committee openings are, we have 2 vacancies right now. Maple Grove residents are encouraged to apply by 4:30 p.m. on Thursday, June 27th. That application material available on the website. The committee focuses on tree planting and the preservation of the natural environment in our community. They also host the city's annual Arbor Day celebration, and I think this committee is going to be doing some great work. You know, we just hired a city forester to help us with sort of all of the impacts of emerald ash borer, as well as just keeping up with commercial landscape plans and being a resource out there for both the Arbor Committee but also the City Council and sort of managing the city's urban forest. So lots of good work being done by the Arbor Committee here and an opportunity to serve.
Yeah, great way to get involved in the city. Here's another great way to get involved in the city, maybe as a firefighter, and recruitment is on right now. What is going on?
Yeah, so we are out recruiting for paid-on-call firefighters. Applications are being accepted through July 15th. Again, no previous experience or training is required. We provide all that to you. And it is a long period of time of training and apprenticeship, about 18 months, to kind of get fully up to speed with being a paid-on-call firefighter. But we acknowledge that everybody's working a different job. This is a part-time sort of side, hustle for most people,
right.
And so they got to be able to do their regular job as well. But we have one more informational meeting coming up Monday, July 8th at 7 p.m. Fire Station 2 on Maple Knoll Way. That's just north of Elm Creek Boulevard there. So at any time, we want you to reach out, mgfire.info, get that information about being a paid-on-call firefighter. And then, at that meeting on July 8th, we'll have folks there to talk about what it means to being a firefighter. And we encourage people to bring their family, because it really is a family commitment. And then you get, check out the station and all the gear and those types of things. So lots of great opportunity out there to join the Maple Grove Fire Department and serve and give back to your community. Yeah,
take a look at that site, mgfire.info, to find out more about the options there. Let's talk about water in the city. We've had plenty of water from the sky, but we want to talk about watering lawns and some of the things around, maybe some water rebates as well.
Yeah, so yes, we haven't had a need for a lot of irrigation.
No.
Which is, a good thing. Compared to last year, this is kind of crazy, but we do have watering restrictions in place at all times, and this is for conservation purposes. We do prohibit outdoor lawn watering from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on all days, and then water customers must follow an odd-even schedule based on their address. So odd days, odd address, even days, even address. And just encourage people to contact Public Works with any questions. And then we do have the Water Efficiency Rebate Program extended into 2026. This program offers Maple Grove property owners the opportunity to reduce their water bill. Those who replace various parts of their current irrigation system can apply to receive a rebate in the form of a utility bill credit up to $250 for each property. So a number of things that you can change out in your irrigation system to control, how much water, rain sensors, all those types of things, and that just improves the efficiency and helps us with water conservation at the same time.
Well, the rain has helped one thing, and that's the crops for the farmers market. Maybe some things a little bit earlier now that are popping up there, and the farmers market seems to be doing very well at the new location.
It does. I think attendance continues to be great, and there's lots of parking available, easy access there at Church of the Open Door, kind of in the northwest part of the city. Market is open outside the church parking lot every Thursday from 3 to 7 p.m. Lots of fun incentives too. We have the frequent shopper program for adults, and the POP program is available for kids ages 4 to 12. So just encourage people to get out and take advantage of that farmers market every Thursday afternoon.
All right, time for one more water note. How about playing in the water? There's the perfect place to do that, and I bet this has been busy as well. The splash pad.
It has been, yeah, it's been great. Channel 9 always shows, Central Park at Maple Grove, and the evenings where they have all the little kids running through the fountain is fun to see. So we know the splash pad's super popular place to be, as well as that playground. playground. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that at Central Park. So hours are 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily for that splash pad, and encourage people to get out. I think this weekend's temps are going to be a little bit cooler, but I suspect it'll be busy either way.
I would think so. All right, last couple items here. Let's turn your attention to mid-July, and a lot coming up in the city with Maple Grove Days. But a big part of that is the Ambassador Program. Remind us what that is and how people might be able to get involved.
Yeah, so for this year's Ambassador Program, we have 8 candidates, which is great to see the program kind of coming back after the pandemic here. They had the coronation will be on July 12th at 7 p.m. at Maple Grove Senior High. And our ambassadors are just really a great community partner, not only for the city, but the Chamber of Commerce. They attend community events, participate in various local activities, attend ribbon cuttings, all those types of things, and they really truly are ambassadors for the Maple Grove community. They do also get a $3,000 scholarship at the end of their service, which is a great boost, to their college funding. So looking forward to getting to know these 8 candidates this year, and then coronation on July 12th.
Yep, you might see some of those candidates out and about in the community. But speaking of the coronation and all the events, Maple Grove Days is coming up. Give us a quick overview of what we can plan for in mid-July.
Yeah, so July 10th through the 14th, Maple Grove Days. Lots of events sprinkled throughout the beginning days of that week, but kind of kick off the parade on that Thursday night, coronation Friday night, Saturday the big day over at the community center, government center, all the things on Main Street, fireworks in the evening, lots of activities around there, even some things over at Central Park. I think the Business Expo is staying over there. That's been a great outdoor event. So mgco.org for all the details and schedule. And the business in Andover is Margie's Craft Kitchen and Cocktails.
You got it.
I got it. I was like, why can't I think of that? But
and
it came to
coming
me.
to
and
Maple
Grackle
Grove,
coming to Maple Grove, part of the Margie's family.
Be watching for that. All right. Thank you very much, Heidi, for all the information today, for keeping us up to date on what's happening in Maple Grove. Let's turn you to the next meeting for the City Council, and also that website down on the lower left corner. We mentioned a lot of dates and things coming up in the city. You may be interested in some work as a firefighter or being involved in some of the city commissions that you might see. So that is maplegrovemn.gov. Next meeting on the 17th, 7:30 at the Government Center. For Heidi Nelson, I'm Dave Kaiser. Thanks for joining us on the City of Maple Grove Report.